Hi, welcome to the Rotating Tap Comedy Podcast. I'm Steve Vanderploeg.
I'm Corey David.
We are here today at Outworld Brewing up in Longmont, Colorado, with Mike and Alonzo. Say hello, fellas.
How's it going?
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Pretty good, considering we already started drinking at noon on Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. I started at 10, so we're doing good.
We're actually behind schedule. You're the head brewer here, so you just
There we go.
You have to pull stuff off the tanks anyway.
Yeah, there you go. So
That's the excuse, right?
that's
Like,
right. I got an
He just
intern
calls
that
them quality
I had to try
checks in
some
the-
beers with earlier this morning. So.
Well, it needed another hour of fermentation. You know,
There you
just
go.
like, it
Always, you
wasn't-
can always use another hour.
It wasn't
So you
exactly-
should check it again, recheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the head brewer here, Mike.
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. And then Alonzo, you're the GM.
I'm the general manager.
Yeah, this is your first day.
First
Yeah,
day.
this is Alonzo's first day.
Podcast.
So we're gonna
Hard
we would
work.
just totally
Shit,
just
what a way to get to
do
know me,
mad
guys.
shit
Yeah.
right off the bat.
Figure out a way to get you to drink yourself out of a job.
That's what I was looking for on my first day.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to post that on the resume.
Yeah.
Hired on my first day. Got too drunk.
Yeah. The brewer made me drink.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been blamed for more than that. So.
Went so hard in the paint that he lost his job on his first day. Nobody told you had to do a naked lap. He just did that.
He just did it. Yeah.
Sober.
I mean, I was impressed and
Yeah.
all, but I don't know. The neighbors were.
It was
Not
a good
happy.
time. The time
Yeah.
was impressive.
Yeah, when we said chug for time, he did not interpret that correctly. He was like, I'm going to do a lap around the building. Nobody told you had to do that.
We didn't say keep chugging.
Just putting his mouth under the tap,
Yeah.
drinking the keg.
Yeah.
I've had people that, when that was something that they always said when I worked at Harpoon, was they would take the new hires out for the night, and be like, all right, let's see who can put themselves under tonight, who started drinking vodka sodas too early and started ripping shots and probably doesn't have a job tomorrow.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah. That's how you weed people out at the company Christmas party.
I
So.
guess, but it's a dirty trap. It's not.
It is a dirty
It
trap,
is.
man.
We work for a
We're
brewery.
gonna let you drink all you want, and then we're gonna see what happens.
And then we're going to see the real you.
by
tonight.
the end of the night.
I used to work at
Yeah.
some really hip companies, and their Christmas parties were just the shittiest of shit shows. My God.
Yeah.
They had to it used to be like all the booze you could drink, and then they're like, all right, everybody gets two.
Yeah.
Everybody has a couple
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And then everybody just started
You,
sneaking.
you get capped off. You have drink tickets now. Like it's a comedy show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I've actually worked for a company where they had to change the Christmas parties to the daytime just because, people were just flashing too many pussies. Hey, let's
Yeah, let's just
drink
Was this the hustle?
We don't want to
Hustlers
see. We don't want to
Christmas
see
party?
that much pussy.
I
Like,
used
we're
to
good.
manage the
Yeah.
You're a
bus.
server, not a stripper.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was gonna say, guys, I know we got a hotel room for everybody, but wait until we get out of the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the hotel bar we were
So,
meeting
yeah,
before
yeah.
dinner.
Alonzo,
See, after party you wait for.
I love that you just went straight into saying pussy. Because sometimes people come on a podcast and they'll say shit and they'll be like, oh, am I allowed to say that? And I'm like, it's a fucking comedy podcast.
Yeah,
Say
if
whatever
you-
the fuck you want.
If you take it too serious, you probably don't understand comedy, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We know plenty of them. Yeah.
We're just gonna make a button out of that soundbite now, though. Just pussy.
This is the GM.
Pussy,
Pussy, pussy.
I'm a little slut for beer. Pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one clip that we put at the beginning of every one of our episodes, and it's one of the guys from Dry Dock, and it's too good. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've listened to any of the episodes, but it's just like I think
I just listened to the Scott one, but yeah.
we asked him what his least favorite beers were, which
Yeah.
we'll get into in a minute.
Oh,
but we asked him
I'm
his least
excited
favorite beers.
for
So
that
he's like,
question.
he said the problem is I'm just a little bit of a slut when it comes to beer. I'm like, how do we not keep that around? Like,
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm glad that my least favorite beer is a sour because that's also my least favorite type of pussy.
Correlation. It's
we gotta
all
get this
good.
guy a spot on the next
There we go.
Yeah, I don't
There
want
we
to
go.
do that.
Oh man!
Alrighty.
So speaking of sour pussies, so you don't like sour beers?
I don't like
any
sour
kind.
beers.
You don't like any of the ones that are aged in barrels. You don't like quick sours. None of that.
I don't think I've tried enough to say that, to have like an educated,
We'll
real
get in there
educated
someday.
opinion. Yeah, where someone
Yeah.
changes my mind. But as of now, sours just isn't my thing.
Yeah, Mike. Have you always been? Have you always been a sour beer drinker? Did you have to ease into it? Did you pretend to like it?
Yeah, I mean, when I was probably years ago, probably 25, 30 years ago, I guess. I've been professional brewing for 20 years, so sour beers, yeah. I mean, it was an acquired taste when I first started brewing and getting into beers, and then I had a buddy who was really, into lambics at the time, and at that time, man, they weren't popular at all. There was, I mean, you get them in, Belgium, and most people, unless you were kind of a home brewer or something back then, you probably hadn't tried a sour beer, period, and most people would be like, that's like bile, drinking bile.
Yeah, they would just think something's wrong with it, right?
Exactly. So, no, he kind of got me into it, educated me about them, and the more I started drinking, the more I was like addicted to the things, and couldn't get enough of them. Now I'm at the point, I'm old as hell now, and it's like I just get heartburn now, old man shit. So exactly. Bring my Tums with me everywhere.
Drop it in your lambic.
I still definitely enjoy them, and I definitely like all different kinds, from kettle sours, lacto sours to lambics and barrel aged stuff.
Yeah, I just noticed your tattoo. The beer, the
heartbreak. Yeah, broken heart beer right there. That's the story of my life. So, love doing it. Just you when you're doing it for other people, sometimes it kills your soul.
Yeah, sure.
So
speaking of which, you guys have a bunch of different like European styles that I think most people would deem to be a bit obscure. You just don't see them on as many menus. Yeah. Things like Sticky Alt, Dortmunder Lager. You just don't see a lot of that stuff.
No, you don't.
Yeah. So is that more about these are the things that I really like to brew?
They are. All in all, I love the history of brewing. I like the historical aspects of brewing, and there's a lot of styles out there that aren't getting represented that were amazing styles. And and there's very few commercial examples of them out there. So I'm definitely a history buff with brewing and Brewania and all kinds of stuff, and American brewing as well as European. And so I like looking at these more historic styles. Goza was one of those styles until, kettle sour started becoming popular, because they're like, oh, that was a German wheat beer that was soured,
Yeah.
And it's like, so that's how it came popular, just under the sour realm, when sour got real popular. And it's like, but man, that was a dying style. There was only one brewery still doing it in Germany.
Yeah, it's basically.
Or two, I guess there were. But at the same time, it was dying out. And then it's kind of nice that craft took it on and did that, even though I think they've taken the style and bastardized it every way they can, which we do pretty well in our industry.
Well, most now it's not.
But
right? Most
but at the same time, Americanize it then, and that's fine, because I definitely have some that I've done that wouldn't be traditional goes, but but no, I do like the traditional side of it. That Dortmunder Lager there, I actually made it into Draft Magazine's top 10 beers of the year, or top 20 beers of the year edition, which they always do in January.
Cool.
And that made it in, what was that, 2012, I think it was. And I never has happened since, but I made it back-to-back years there. And the first year I made it in 2011. I was at a brewery in Omaha, Nebraska called Upstream Brewing Company. They had 2 brew pubs there, and I managed both of them. And that was right after I left Oskar Blues and went out there just to try get more into brew pubs, more than what Oskar Blues was originally. Yeah. But and to manage 2 breweries was fun too. But
my thing with Oskar Blues, we've talked about it on the podcast. My thing with
Steve loves
Oskar
Oskar
Blues,
Blues.
they're some of their beers are good, but their food, the pub, like the food side of it, is horrendous.
Yeah,
it's a tragedy. And
it's overpriced. It's not very.
Yeah, it's not good food. And it's just like, if that's going to be your business model, you better have good food too.
Yeah, they should be strong on it too.
So
for
good
sure.
on you for getting out.
So, but at the same time, it was like Lions was different though. I was still in Lions when we were running the brewery there, and I was there, and I was part of building the new brewery here in Longmont. Mm-hmm. And I left the year after we opened the brewery here in Longmont. So we kind of left the restaurant behind at that point, in a sense.
I went to the Lions one time and had like a barbecue sandwich, and it was inedible.
But
it was crazy.
He still wakes up in cold sweats.
In cold sweats thinking about it.
Cold meat sweats, though.
Yeah.
Cold
Man,
meat
I can honestly say back in the day, it wasn't like that. And then, as the bigger everything got, everything changed.
Yeah, well, I feel like they tried to expand too quick.
They did. They definitely did. And
even in downtown, they have a location on 16th Street Mall. Mm-hmm. And then just up the street, like 11 blocks away, they have another location.
And they got one, and then they got one in Colorado Springs now, and then they got the one in Boulder. I guess the brewery actually runs the one in Boulder, but the restaurants are actually separate now from the brewery itself.
Yeah.
So,
they should work on
except for the one across from in Boulder, across from the West Side Tavern. That one there, that pub that they have there is run by the brewery.
The only location I haven't been to.
Yeah.
They do comedy in the one in the Springs.
Yeah, all the Chubb Burgers shut down last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Just because it's a terrible name.
Chode Burger, there you go.
Chode Burger.
There you go, Chode Burger. Anyways, yeah.
Well, that's cool that you have. So the Dortmunder's obscure, cracked the top 20, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what do you not like? What do you hate?
Oh, what do I hate? Man, I could go on for
We're talking
hours.
about beers, not
But,
Yeah.
not people, you mean?
He pulls out a little notebook with pictures
okay,
in it.
how much time you got, buddy? Let's see. As far as beer-wise, man, I was just talking about this morning with the intern. I absolutely hate milkshake everything. I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this part of our industry.
Yeah, get
I
out
think
of
it's
here,
a
please.
joke and throw 50%
lactose
to
in there.
2/3 of fruit juice in there, and it's not even fucking beer anymore, man. And it's like, and put a bunch of lacto milk sugar in there and sour it if you want. So the other thing, you never know if the underlying beer absolutely sucks, because they could be something that went shit in their brewery and they're just padding it with all the shit.
It's
you
just
know?
16 ounces of Dole. Banana juice.
Bumbleberry, fucking milk this and milk that, and it's
Yeah.
like, unless it's a milk stout, fucking keep your milk at home.
Yeah.
Keep your milk at home.
Keep your dairy out of my beer.
Exactly,
Platform for 2021.
exactly. You know.
Well,
So-
it's funny how Haze boys were like the most obnoxious people in the world for a while, just people that line up for hazy beers. But
Yeah.
now fruit boys are the worst.
Now
fruit boys
boys.
are even worse
Yeah,
than that.
and even my boys, I love them to death over at Platt Park, man. They're loving every minute of the fruit. But hey, man, they're selling it, and I can't blame them for that. They got the market for it over there by DU. So, and Colby's a really good friend of mine. But I always, he knows every time I go there, and that's what they're doing on the weekend. I give him shit about it.
Cringe a
So
little bit, yeah.
we laugh, but I mean,
That's what they put-
but they sell, man.
That's the
It's
best
like-
thing to play beer pong with.
So
It's a milkshake.
there you go,
strawberry IPA.
something, yeah.
They do
So-
beer slushies over there too, right?
Yeah, they're doing the beer slushies too. I'm definitely not into beer
I have
slushies.
not
either.
I haven't tried one.
Yeah,
but
I
just
I keep slushies at 7-Elevens.
So their demographic is just like non-educated
Yeah,
beer
yeah.
drinkers.
I don't even know. I mean, I think once you get into that slushy category and milkshake,
You've
fruit
smoked
and
way
stuff-
too many blunts.
Well, it's just the high enthusiasm but low ability. Is typically
Yeah,
how I like to
yeah.
put it. Is that you have people that are really excited about beer and they
Right.
think they know a lot, but they just don't. Because if
Right.
you did,
Yeah.
if you to ask them like, hey, have you ever had an alt beer before? Have you ever had Dortmunder? They'd be like, what the hell are
Right.
you talking about? They just
Like,
don't.
where's
They
that
haven't.
at?
They haven't gone like another layer. They
Yeah,
haven't
no, they
gone down
haven't.
the path like.
And I think a lot too, it's where the industry's at too. Nobody in this industry, it grew too fast for this to happen though, is why. And it's not really the brewers' faults or anything, but our industry,
That's
nobody,
coming from the brewery.
yeah, nobody,
It's not my
nobody.
Oh, Mike, it's definitely your fault.
But nobody. What I'm saying with younger brewers, nobody apprentice anymore in the brewery, so
Yeah,
they get
sure.
shot up to a head brewer position before they're ever ready for it. And so I think and that's the industry's still very green. I mean, as far as employee wise, and you can tell that in the quality of beers out there. And I definitely have my set of breweries that I go to that I'm have high respects for the brewers. And they've all spent their time in this industry, and there's some young ones out there that know what they're doing and have educated themselves
Which
well.
ones are your favorites?
And going out. My favorite breweries, man? Oh, yeah, if I was to name one favorite brewery right now in this entire state, it would be Hogshead.
Yeah, those
And
guys are-
Steven's a badass, and his beers are awesome. And I would also throw, Beer Stat, Bill I's beers up there too. But the thing I love about those guys is not a lot of us get to do this, but pigeonhole yourself to a style of beer. And it's not just style of beer, it's a region of beers. They're German, Beer Stat, and
But even
he's
more
English
specific,
at
it's
Hogshead.
lager. They
And
just do
they're-
lagers because we had them on the
exactly.
show the other day, and they were
Yeah,
like, we
they're
don't
not
do
even doing the
Hefeweizen,
Hefeweizen
we don't
even.
do-
Yeah, they stick to just lagers, and I think that's great. Wibby does that, but at the same time, they expand theirs out to non-traditional styles of lagers. So with Wibby, locally, I really love Wibby. I think they're killing it. They're sometimes some of their beers don't hit it with me, but most of their beers I do enjoy. And what they do marketing wise and everything, I have high respects for them as far as in my backyard. But if I could go to a brewery every day after I get off here, I would go to Hogshead.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Or I would go to Beer Stat.
Yeah,
live-
So, and the other one that I have mad respect for, and I would go to too if he went so fucking far out in Aurora, is Comrade, because
Yeah.
David Lynn
Yeah.
is a fucking incredible brewer. And all those guys I have mad respect, but we've all been in this industry for a long time. David Lynn learned under Bill I at Dry Dock back in the day. So, it's just tight with brewers that have like kind of all worked under each other, and there's younger ones out there too. They're doing awesome jobs. Like David Lynn's one of those, you know.
Yeah, because how long were you at Oskar Blues?
So I was at Oskar Blues for about 5 years.
Okay, I actually was expecting you to say
right on.
longer because
No.
I was gonna see has
Yeah.
it been kind of cool and crazy to be a part
Yeah.
of seeing so many different brewers start in different
Yeah.
places, and now they have all branched out to all these other breweries. That
Exactly.
You just mentioned.
And you know, it's funny though because like I hired Tim Matthews, you know, when I was there and got him in there. I actually had to fight to get Tim Matthews in there. Now he runs all their breweries, you know, under the Canarchy Collective, and so he still owes me some money for that. But anyway, so I'll leave that up to
10% of
him.
the residuals
There
from
you
all
go.
the
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm still owed for 1050 was my beer too, so he still owes me for that.
Oh,
too.
that was yours?
So that was my recipe, yeah.
Okay, so is that kind of the Scotch? I mean, is the Wee Heavy that you have here? That's Old Chub.
It's not Old
Yeah,
Chub.
yeah, yeah. No, I was gonna say Old Chub is like.
Oh,
I forgot. It's the
Old
Scotch
Chub is it's kind of in between a Scottish and a Wee Heavy because it's not up there hard like and super malty like a Wee Heavy would be, more syrupy like. And it's kind of in between like an export Scottish ale.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I was just
it's right in
getting-
that
I
way.
was
It's
getting
right at that
those.
8% level when you know.
1050 is an Imperial Stout.
So 1050's an Imperial Stout,
Yeah, okay.
oatmeal Imperial Stout.
Got it.
Yeah.
Alonzo, how the
So-
hell did you get teamed up with this madman?
Yeah. I think it's by staying quiet. and not
You know,
talking
well,
shit.
I had 3 wishes, and I have 2 left. Yeah,
There
you go. I just actually relocated here from California no less than 2 weeks ago, or a little more than 2 weeks ago, on the
California.
18th. Yeah, so.
We'll forgive him for now.
Yeah, I know, and it's so funny because my brother was telling me, like, dude, just so you know, like, it's not fucking cool to say you're from California out here. Like, people are gonna be like, oh, this
I'd rather you say
this
that.
fucking
I'd
guy.
rather you say than make something up.
Yeah, but I just kind of started applying and saw this ad and thought it was awesome. Looked it all up online and
Yeah.
I worked for Yard House, so I'm
Okay.
familiar with different types of beers. Probably not as intricate as Mike's
Right.
menus,
And
but
how many beers they have on tap?
Yeah, I was
now?
gonna say
yeah,
there's,
they have
a
over
lot.
100 types of beers.
there's gonna be some intricate stuff on there for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
They
but
have
yeah,
a
that's
few
kind of
Yard
how
Houses.
landed here, and but yeah, I'm really happy about it.
Part
too,
of
learn.
California?
What's that?
What part of California?
LA.
LA? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no wonder you got the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
we hear
People
about
ask me, they're like, "Why'd you leave?" I was like, "You probably haven't been." That's probably
How
Yeah,
much
yeah,
is the
yeah,
house
yeah.
gas there?
That's-
That's all
yeah,
you gotta
you
say.
should
How much
learn
is the
how to-
house gas
yeah.
there?
well, and all the comics, all the comedians that we know out there are like leaving because there's nothing going on in LA at all right now.
Yeah, there's
Everything's
still like almost first phase shutdown.
Yeah, so everybody's like coming out here to hang out and do stuff.
Right.
So
But-
I get it.
LA's so overrated.
Yeah, I don't know. When a bunch of like natives here always complain that people are coming in. Like, I mean, Steve's a native. I am not.
I'm a native.
Nice.
There you go,
Cool
man.
people.
Yeah.
We did it.
Back
Yeah.
to the 1800s.
Well, people are always
man.
giving us shit, and I'm like, what?
Seriously,
Yeah,
my family
you
in
didn't
Colorado
found
goes
this
back
place.
to
Right.
1960s
Like you
or
should even
something,
be proud that people are coming in. Like, dude, this place is dope. Like, this is why I'm coming here.
Yeah,
It's also
I can't
just-
blame
It
people
kind
for
of
it.
amazes me how it took so long, to be honest, for people to start coming.
It was
to
legal
Right.
weed, man. That's what got
It was
everybody
legal
like
weed.
Yeah.
You
flocked
really think
right
that was the
in.
boom?
Yeah,
People hate
it
the
was.
cold. People don't come here for the cold.
No,
Also,
they don't
like,
come here for the cold.
If you were into like skiing or snowboarding, like
Yeah.
like you got to deal with the cold to do that shit.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Well, people used to look at Colorado like it was fucking Alaska or something, and it's like, and it was like you didn't want to tell them that it wasn't, it was like, oh yeah, man, it's miserable, it's cold like this all the time, they realize that snow's hard and be cold for a couple weeks and it'll be back in the 50s and everything melts, down here.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, and it's beautiful. You have more sunshine all year long. 300 days of sun, So,
And
right.
let's not forget,
Yeah.
once again, legal weed.
yeah, legal weed. We pioneered it for the rest of the world, man. I mean, California only had rec first.
There was a cool fact.
or not rec, they had, what was it, medicinal before us.
Someone smoked a couple too many blunts this morning.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, if I did it this morning, I wouldn't even be here right now. I wouldn't have left the house. I'm midnight
I was gonna
yogurt
say,
in the morning.
One of the cool facts that I found out about Colorado, that it's the state that has the most sunshine of all
Yeah,
states.
300 days.
Yeah.
300
That's
days,
crazy.
man. Yep.
Yeah.
Suck it, Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And California Man, everyone
Yeah.
thinks it's 75 and beautiful. I'm like, no, it's fucking 95 and fucking congested as shit.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get a parking ticket no matter where you go.
I was
Like,
actually-
they'll fucking give you one on the freeway.
I was out there right before the shutdown. I went to Disney World, or not Disneyland.
Yeah.
And I couldn't have
That's a
gone at a
shit
better
show.
time because it was cold that day. So
Oh,
nobody
okay.
went. And also everybody was scared about coronavirus. So we got to go and I got to ride almost all of the rides in the day.
Sweet.
By himself with a mask on.
Yeah.
Gonna get that picture
Yeah.
at the end of the roller
Yeah.
coaster.
Me on Splash Mountain just crying into my mask.
Did you do your whole Star Wars whatever experience?
Dude, it fucking ruled. Yeah, it was the coolest shit.
Yeah.
They have that new ride, and it is probably the most fun ride ever.
Right on.
He got out of the cart and everything. Who's gonna stop me?
Yeah. Nobody's here.
I'm
They're
literally your only
operating this
customer.
thing.
I'm a big Star Wars fan. Obviously, you guys have like a sci-fi theme here.
Yeah.
That's pretty important.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely.
So, as a big Star Wars fan, I like the first time I came in here, I was like, oh, it's like the cantina if the cantina was on Cloud
Yeah.
City. It's such a cool fucking
Exactly.
vibe
Yeah, it really is. They did a great job.
Yeah.
Sean, who's up there, did an amazing job on all this stuff and
Yeah.
designing it all.
Gorgeous.
So who's
The,
the nerd in the establishment? Like, how did all of this come to fruition?
How did it all come to fruition? Well, I'll bring one of them down here for that.
Can.
Sean, you want to come say how it all came to fruition? I'd rather it come
Because,
out
I mean,
of your
this
mouth.
place is crazy looking. Looks like
I
you're
can
inside
sit
of a
here.
spaceship.
I don't know if we can hear you in the mic, though.
Not really.
Well, it all started in the kitchen.
It all started in the kitchen. I don't want to have to narrate.
Yeah,
everything
you have to come down here.
Yeah.
Use this mic over here.
You can use mine, so yeah, that way you guys
Yeah.
can.
Well, while he's
There we go,
telling
yeah.
us, do you want to
Might
pour a
actually
couple
wanna
beers that
hold
you
this.
guys are gonna chug?
For the rest of the show, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. You can put it in there if you need to.
We're gonna have you guys chug a couple beers if you want to get those pouring while we
Sure.
learn about how Outworld started.
So,
So
Hold that up
why
to your
is
mouth.
this sci-fi themed? What were you going for? What's
my choice.
was it yours?
What's that? Oh, no,
Oh,
I said
yeah, I was
we
gonna
were
say-
talking about
Yeah,
For
something
the
else.
chug, yeah.
My
well,
choice.
the sci-fi thing was like more or less my nephew's idea. I mean, we're all in sci-fi.
I gotta be part of the team.
Okay.
Well, this is like next level sci-fi. It looks like you're inside of a spaceship.
Well, we kind of tried, to make it unique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Then you can't.
But as far as the design goes,
You can't go that route.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. As far as the design goes, it all we just drawing pictures in the kitchen,
Yeah.
talking about it, and finally we got a setup that we kind of like, and we just sent it to the architects, and they kind of
And then it came.
put it on paper,
Yeah,
and it was up to us to make it real.
yeah. And you
I
guys
mean,
have
it's
like
beautiful.
yeah, you guys have a whole family affair because your nephew's Jeremy,
Mhm.
Brenda, and sorry, I forgot.
Danny's my brother.
Danny,
Yeah.
there was a
And
sister
Brian,
involved early on,
the owner, and me and him are brothers.
and Danny's been involved with setting up all our sound and.
Just for everybody
Phones
that can't
and
tell,
you name
there's
it,
people all over the
computers.
place. We've got people
Making
chiming
us
in from
laugh.
up on the balcony.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so,
Danny's actually the funniest one of them all.
yeah, he is.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's why you don't want to do the
Because
podcast.
You should make him chug.
We can wait. We'll
And
make
then-
everybody
and
chug.
Want to
then-
chug, Danny?
And then give him the mic.
You
Okay.
want to chug? Yeah, we're gonna make you chug.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea behind the
It's your
chug.
last
Is we
day
get people
here.
to do a beer, and then we have them tell jokes, and then they usually just start to loosen up a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's fun.
What you guys want to chug? Dortmunder or Kolsch?
I need to chug
Well,
some
we're
more.
not chugging. That's
You're
you
not
guys.
chugging. That's us.
That's
okay.
not-
That's you guys. I'll take
That's
it.
not fair.
I'll,
Trust me,
we've done it.
All right,
It's for bragging
Fine.
rights for everybody that's on the show.
so,
I'll do a Dortmunder though.
okay, we'll go there.
Please and
Nice.
thank you.
Go ahead and claim
Alonzo,
that.
when's the last time you actually chugged a beer?
Me?
Shit, dude.
Oh, long
Like a year ago.
Okay, so not that long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's sooner than me.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if that says that I'm boring or
No,
I
this
just
is
work
your-
too much.
You're the life of the party.
I don't think it comes up that often. Yeah, I think you're all right. If I'd asked Butt Chug, you'd be like last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah,
It's got my
no, definitely-
designated funnel
Yeah,
that
my-
hangs.
yeah, exactly.
hangs in my- above
Frank,
my broom.
Frank the Tank, he's in a case
I use it to siphon
Right.
gas. And,
and check beer.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited for this. This is gonna be.
and it's in the nice presentation glass and everything. Are you
Right,
gonna go,
right.
Mike? Are you gonna go for the over 8%, or are you gonna keep it light?
I'm gonna keep it
Danny.
light.
He's gonna keep it
I
light.
still got a few things to
Danny.
do this afternoon.
Go straight strategy,
But I mean,
pure ability,
the
not
sad thing
leaving the
is, I
system
could
at all.
probably
Trying to
do
keep
it.
his job.
Yeah.
I could probably do it easier with a higher percentage.
Mike's got a big talk about this chug game he's got. I'm really excited to see this.
We had somebody on the show last night. 'Cause we were doing a comics episode, and our friend Harrison was gun ho about it from the start. And he went back, like he went to take a big gulp back, like he was gonna wreck it, and then immediately just poured it like onto his face.
That happened to me the first time I was beer bonging. I just turned the whole thing off.
The first time you beer bonged. When's the last time you beer bonged?
Jesus Christ, man. You want to make me say that?
Yeah.
1989.
1989. Were you celebrating the fact that I was born?
There you go, Danny.
All right, we are gonna go one at a time, guys.
And you're Danny?
Yeah.
Cool, Danny. Come say hi to come say hi into the
Who
microphone.
am I talking to?
The world.
So yeah, everybody.
Basically our parents.
I hope everything's going great. My name's Dan.
Here you go.
Yeah.
And they asked me to talk to the microphone.
Yeah. Well, we heard you were
Well
funny, and if you're gonna be doing the chug, then people need to know who you are. Essentially. Is
Yeah,
what
so what do I do now? Do I do a chug right now on the microphone? or what?
Give us
Give
who's
us
going
a
first?
second,
Wanna
so
go
we'll
first?
explain the rules.
Okay.
You guys are opting to do the under 8%, so we can't shave any seconds off of your time. Essentially, once it hits your lips, we'll start timing you. I'm probably going to roast you, maybe give you some color commentary while it happens.
Okay.
Just the way that it goes.
So if I don't like my time on this one, can I go to an 8% afterwards and do it back to back?
Yeah, yeah, we can do. We can
Then do I get
however
6
you
point
want.
shave for doing 2 back to back beer?
This is how
However
we
He's
you want.
essentially asking for a mulligan.
I guess since I'm the head brewer, maybe I should go first. I don't know.
Do you want to
We're
set
gonna
the
go one at a
tone?
time.
Yeah, we could do that. That way everybody has something to shoot for.
That's so
Yeah.
nice.
Alright, you first.
When do you
just-
want to say time? You want to say time and go?
Announce whatever beer you're drinking.
Yeah,
And then did you have a joke
everybody's
prepared?
doing a Dortmunder lager, which is the Jeez, what did we name this thing? Why did I just Galactic.
He has been
Bar-
drinking
I
since
actually named this one. I've named very few of them, but this one I actually did name. It's Galactic Baracho for a reason. I'm the Baracho.
Alright. So did you have a joke prepared today too?
Did I have a joke prepared today? I'm not a man of many jokes. I only have like 2 in my whole repertoire, and they usually always come around Christmas, so they're like Christmas jokes. So
Okay,
if
great.
you find
Yeah,
somebody
we'll-
with somebody a better one.
We'll hear it
enough.
after you chug.
All right,
Yeah,
let me
so
do it
as
after
soon
my
as you're done
chug.
chugging, you can tell the
All
joke,
right, you just tell me when to go.
Whenever you're ready.
I'm
Stand
ready.
freeing up some space. You're good, buddy.
Go.
As you just stare longingly into my eyes.
I know. Don't start the time. Somebody's got to say go.
You're good. Go. Not bad. Big gulper. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Mackerel.
And he's got a little despair on the old mustache.
There we go.
We lost.
We lost.
Done, man.
Nice. Gulchability is key. We're
That
big
was
fans
good.
of that. If you got to
Cowboys
release some
burp
gas,
was
go
better.
for it.
No,
We're big
I
fans.
advocate gas release.
I advocate for gas release. Is what he
Getting
said.
rid of the bad chi, you know?
I'm like,
That's
I'm like, do
what,
you have
what
your
is
joke
it?
for us?
Stress says better
Okay, yeah, I
off
do
than
have
in,
my
right?
joke for us. It's real simple, man. It's man, which one should I go with, Sean? You know
I
the
don't
only
know,
2.
man. I told you I don't have any jokes.
His opener and his closer.
I'm going to do this because it actually follows probably Thibodeau's joke that he did, but his took so long
Yeah,
to
try
tell.
to keep it under 30 seconds.
Yeah, it will definitely be under 30 seconds. What did the walrus ask for Christmas?
What?
A tight seal.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
That was under 30 seconds.
Animal sex jokes.
Dude.
I'm in favor.
Who
Big
wants-
fan.
Who wants to go next?
Who's up?
I don't know any jokes, man.
That's okay.
Oh,
You-
lie.
Yeah, you didn't know about this.
You said you said you were the funny
I'm
one.
into situational
He is.
comedy
Wait
based
till
off
you
of.
drink
Do you want us to yell out some improv suggestions?
You get the
Cars.
chug over first.
How about you?
Okay,
how
one
about
thing
you
at a
chug and just start roasting us?
Nah, not like that.
I'm gonna leave.
You're too nice of a guy.
I'm gonna
First
disappear
dates.
back there.
I'm
Yeah.
a situational comedian. So,
There you go. There you go.
I meant whenever you're ready.
okay, this might be a joke in and of itself.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's so.
Just say when I do it.
Go.
Go.
Not bad.
Chug Danny,
Oh man, he's taking a break.
Oh,
Out of that 2
man.
ounces in. Taking a little bit of a break.
no.
Hilarious.
He looks
No,
like he's in pain.
He was just in his head for a second.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable.
Oh, he's
Kind of gassy. He's got the chipmunk cheeks going. I want to move out of the way. I feel like you're gonna spit this up on my.
This is your last
You're gonna
day for a
spit this
reason.
up on my face.
Oh. Oh man. Okay.
Time.
It's
All
gonna
right.
be. It's gonna be worth it though. Come
And he's out.
Oh, and he's out.
He left.
Oh my god. Alright.
Not bad.
Gotta go
Not as
throw
bad
off
as you thought it might be, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I want to retract all my statements. Second to last place now.
Number 2 is pretty good. Number 2 is not bad. Alright, Alonzo, whatever you're ready to go,
Okay.
man.
Go.
Yeah, bud. Because he wasn't talking
Go,
as
man.
big of a game.
Oh,
he was kind of
yeah.
a sleeper, but
This
he's a
is
natural at
Alonzo's
this.
first day.
Hasn't spilled a
First
drop
day
yet.
of work.
Oh man, I did.
And now
Oh, that was
people,
impressive. All right. Yeah, we may have hired the
I
right
don't stand a
person.
chance.
This is a proving ground.
My joke.
Steve and I are actually the owners of this brewery, and we were testing you this whole time.
So the truth is,
The secret undercover boss.
Sean, you're looking a little nervous over there.
Oh, I don't feel nervous.
Natural.
After watching Danny.
All right, Alonzo, what do you got for a joke?
Tried to
there?
warn
not
you.
really a joke, just maybe a motto. Get on her, stay on her. If you can't come in her, come on her.
All
And
right.
that's
Not a joke, definitely not a joke.
yeah, definitely not a
The
joke.
words to live by. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's
Now we
like
know more.
that's how you like close out a sex party show. You're just like, well, my clothes are bombed, so I'll leave you guys with this.
Let me get you a towel.
Here's some wipies.
Some mop, towel, sanitizing wipes.
T-shirt.
He'll have that because he's gonna be running around naked soon.
Why do you have a Mohawk Valley wrestling shirt after you?
Alrighty,
All right, Sean.
Sean, you gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Sean told me
don't
yesterday
seem
this was
happy
his
about
biggest fear was having to be on here and chug a beer.
Really?
Well,
Mine's spiders.
Said he's never been a good chugger.
Public speaking,
and
or-
public speaking.
Mine too.
Whenever you're ready, show them how it's done. Casual sipper. Real Sunday stroll.
No,
Sunday
yeah.
stroll.
I like that. Just
Down
taking
and
his
easy, no
time.
mess. There's
Yeah.
no
He's
mess.
not going to break any records, but he's not going to lose any
Not
either.
it. Yep, that's
I like
it.
that.
There we
Alright.
go.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're
Straightforward and clean.
We got the whole Outworld team on here.
Holy man.
Nice.
Mm.
Pretty good time.
Not a bad work day. Who wants to take a lunch break? This is all right. Well,
This is lunch. This is brewery lunch.
yeah. Any,
What you
Oh,
doing?
yeah.
do you have
yeah.
any jokes?
Not yet.
Okay,
So,
that's right. As soon as you come up
I
with
do
one.
have a
Give me 2
buddy
minutes.
from I guess it's he's at what is that up there in Castle Rock Yard.
I'm trying to
John Schneider goes by name Black Fox. Anyways, we used to do
That's my furry name.
we used to do there you go. We used to do a Black Fox breakfast, and that meant we would go. We worked years ago, man, 20 years ago at Bristol Brewing Company together, and we would go to a this little breakfast place called Rudy's Hideaway, and we would get what we call Black Fox breakfast, and that was literally a beer and a shot of tequila at like 9 a.m. before we go start the bottling line.
I mean, especially if you're working a bottling or a kegging line.
There you
That's
go.
A long, arduous
it's a
day.
long
Yeah,
day
yeah.
of mindless work.
Just making sure shit
That's
doesn't
right,
go terribly
yeah.
wrong. You're
That's
just
it.
fixing stuff.
You're
all
just
day.
fixing shit all day and
My
drinking as
experience-
many low fills as you can get off that line.
Right.
And the worse the machine's running, the more low fills you got. So you got to clean that up.
My experience is the intro of Laverne and Shirley just putting the glove on the bottle.
Waving it goodbye.
My day's work is
Yeah.
done. Bye.
As it totally destroys the packaging machines down the line. As later in life, I was like, that's kind of fucked up.
Really everything about Laverne.
That bitch just burned that place down.
Somebody's gonna have to fix that goddamn machine.
Doing it all the way. Fucking them all the way.
Somebody's gotta come in on Saturday.
That's right. Yeah, she got the good shift, man. That ain't the late shift, people. Yeah.
All right, what do we got? Well, let's do the times.
So,
How did everybody's
tonight,
things shake out?
Danny, you did not come in the last place by any means.
See?
Really?
Not last. Yeah, no, we've had how many chugs do we have at this point?
We are up to 64 chugs.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that have done this, and it's gotta
Oh,
be.
wow.
It's pretty hard to be last at this point.
Okay.
You have about.
I don't have practice.
You have about 9 people behind you. You came in at 19.53 seconds.
Not bad. Under 20.
Next
There's room
closest,
to improve.
Sean, who hasn't chugged a beer since 1989.
I'm serious.
Well, I can't say it anymore. Started chugging beers again in 2020.
Took a long break.
Been that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody would blame you for it.
Yeah. Went from 40s OE down to this.
10.46 seconds.
Very
Oh,
nice.
that ain't too
Yeah,
bad.
that's good.
That ain't too bad.
Would that put me in the middle?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're really dead center. You're right behind the one and only John Hamm,
Okay.
who writes all sorts of music for us.
Yeah, he's the one that does the intro
He'll
songs.
probably come.
Good company.
You'll probably have him play a concert here at some point. He's amazing.
Cool.
Next up, Alonzo, first day on the job, coming in with a pretty
work.
good 8.52 seconds.
Not bad for
Respectable.
day one.
Yeah, man.
No, you don't want to go
Okay.
full guns blazing on the
Yeah.
first day.
I'm holding back, guys. I'm holding back.
It's also good to know where everybody stands at this point, too.
Right,
You guys
right.
can have your own internal leaderboard. This is the most number of people that we've ever had from one brewery.
Oh,
to
good,
chug on
good.
the show.
That's
So
good.
it's good to know where you all
Alright.
stand with
Okay.
each other.
There we go.
Some kind of business.
Mike, you were able to crack the top 5, knocking out Ed Bell from the top 5.
Oh, man.
Really?
Considering that he hasn't even-
3.85 seconds.
Did I really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
All right. Top 5? Wow. I can do better, guys, just so you know.
Right, anything
A
you
little
want to say
rough.
to the fans out there?
Just keep chugging, you know?
3.85.
Yeah, you know?
Chug along.
Come in
My
and
wife
grill
can
it.
tell you I'm just as fast.
Mine was
I just like to get things over with.
Yeah.
So,
Let's get to the point.
Efficiency.
Well,
That's
yeah.
the key.
Right,
We've been working
right.
in the beer industry for a long
Yeah.
time. Well, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. What the worst feeling in the whole world would be if you're just about to come and then you died. Right? Like
Right.
if you were just
there you
about
go.
to.
Yeah.
Or if you like stuck your entire dick in her mouth and she had a full-on conversation with you, that's a pretty bad feeling.
Nice. It's like Moisingers from Alonzo.
Yeah. I always get the dental assistant that asks me, like, oh,
Did you make him tell
Oh,
these jokes in
God.
this interview?
No, that was great.
That'd be a life changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, whoa,
I definitely
babes.
know you can handle Sean and I now around the building. The rest of them, I'm not too sure.
Gotta keep it professional. Wednesday through Sundays is professional
Wednesday through
days.
sessional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
technically
Those are
not
open days.
Yeah.
Wednesday
Monday to
through
Tuesday, we
Sunday.
talk about deep throating.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, God.
Some people have Taco Tuesdays.
Oh, that's
Deep
it.
Throat
Yeah.
Thursdays.
I always said, what was that? I was just talking to some other brewers I know, a buddy of mine, that Nate Watkins, that's over at Counterculture in Denver, and I had lunch with him on, last Friday. But and Dave Mendes, he's been in the industry for a long time with Mountain Sun and Pump House here in Longmont locally, and has been consulting. He was actually the original consultant for Outworld Brewing too. But we were talking about something. Oh, another brewer friend of ours that was thinking about opening up a non-alcoholic brewery, and I won't name his name at this point just because of what I'm going to say. But we were talking about that, and they were like, "Non-alcoholic? Why would you do that?" And I said, "I don't know, man. I've always looked at non-alcoholic beer like jacking off into a condom. What's the point?"
I don't know to save for later.
There you go. Maybe, man. I guess it depends how freaky you are.
Whoa, no.
give it time. Maybe it'll.
Yeah, I'm sorry. On the plastic grocery bags. I don't know
There
what
we
to
go.
say.
There we go.
Just needed something to hang on to it with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations on
Exactly.
cracking the top 5, especially because
Thank
you didn't do an
So
8%.
who's ahead of me? Who's ahead of me? That's what I want to know. See if I know the names.
So first place is still Matt from the Pint Room down in Littleton, one of the managers. And then we have
He
Manager.
was
Wow, that's
0.6
impressive.
0.63 seconds.
0.63 seconds.
What?
Did he just
It was an 8%. It was an 8%.
You guys got to
So,
get. You guys just did ska, but you need to go to Durango and get Joe Hull from ska.
Oh, we're planning some trips down.
Just make sure you get
south.
Joe Hull.
Yeah.
He does all their R&D brewery at ska in Durango.
He's a beast, huh?
He's awesome. Yeah, that dude used to be a Colorado Springs guy too, and I learned a lot from that guy back in the day.
So if the beer was over 8%, then you get 3 seconds off your time.
Oh, shit. You should have told me.
That's usually what Sean's drinking.
You were a
That's
late.
what I'm saying. I
I'm
could probably
usually
go back to
drinking shots of
back and do it.
You were, listen, man, you were a late sub. I can't explain all the
I didn't
rules.
realize-
Leave it up to your coach.
I got
You
it
guys
now.
also have, because most breweries.
Now, if
get
it was a
liquor
pint of
license.
JMO, I mean, that'd be gone. But
You guys also have a liquor license to sell liquor too, right?
absolutely.
Where do you guys have like a distillery that you like to work with, or do you just kind of get
His
whatever
name's
you
Jack
feel like?
Daniels.
Yeah.
Right now, we've been getting some things that we're going to be changing that up here soon with this man over here, Alonzo. But there's some. I think we have, in my mind, we have some of the best distilleries in Colorado, and 2 in our backyard with Long Tucky Distillery and also Spirit Hounds. Those guys are absolutely amazing. One of my buddies, actually 2 good friends of mine, the head distiller at Spirit Hounds was the original brewer for Oskar Blues way back in the day, and one of the other owners, Wayne Anderson, was pretty much our VP of sales when I was at Oskar Blues, and he's the one that helped get us launched and did it well.
Awesome.
So who else is ahead of him on the leaderboard?
So after Matt, second place is Ryan from Bear.
What's the time?
1.06
I
seconds.
met those dudes yet.
They're great. They're
Yeah,
a lot of
cool
fun.
people.
They make good beer.
Nice. Are they the ones? Are they in Fort Collins? Or?
They're
Bears,
in
Denver.
Denver. Okay.
On South Broadway.
South Broadway. Okay.
Even though it's technically North Broadway,
Alrighty.
it's still that name.
They're still staying south. Okay. Cool.
And then third place, Kevin from Dry Dock.
Kevin. I know
Kevin.
Kevin pretty well, man.
We killed
Kevin
it.
crushed
Kevin crushed it. I can imagine that, man. Look
He
at
was
the
so
size
excited.
of that dude's mouth. For one.
it.
He actually swallowed the
Big
And
glass.
that beard is like a big sponge. Yeah. So if he still has the beard, I don't know.
He soaked up half of it in there.
Soaked up half of it in there already.
Fourth place is our comedian friend, the very funny Zach Moss, came in fourth.
Still keeping the comics proud.
And then, of course, Mike, you are in fifth.
See, I should have done the high grad. I should have done the 8%.
Yeah, because if you did the 8%, what was
Yeah.
under?
If you had done the 8%, you would be in second behind Matt.
Damn.
You would have done 8%.
Next time.
Can I do it now?
I don't give a shit.
Can we do it back to back? I'll
Still
do it.
working.
If you can do it, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh,
We're going to get him to say some shit he regrets.
Mulligan. It's like I'm playing
yeah.
disc golf with Steve.
Yeah.
Just to
Well,
be
every
fair,
hole
I'm going to
is
use it.
mulligan.
Even though I would never put this beer in this style glass, but the style glass I put it in is only a 10-ounce glass, so I'm going to keep it
So-
fair using the same style of glassware.
He's using a non-traditional glass for whichever beer he's
So
going
a
to
lager glass,
do. Which beer are you going to do?
the Scotch Wee Heavy.
The Scotch Wee Heavy, something a little caramely,
Yeah.
a little less carbonation.
What's the
Because I don't
ABV?
think it'd be fair to do the triple.
It's 10.3.
Because the triple would almost be like this.
It's a
I
big
just don't
hoss.
think it'd be fair to do the triple because it's a little bit lighter and cleaner in sense and body, but
I mean, it's
I
respectable.
just want to make it right, and I'll go with the Planetary Devastation Scotch Wee Heavy.
Okay, whatever you want to do. Whatever rationale you want to make for yourself.
You guys
Before
got
we-
you guys got to try this to
Can you-
see what he's actually.
Yeah, that's what I was
doing.
going to say. Can we grab a
This
couple
beer
tasters?
was
Yes, I would recommend it. Just to see the magnitude of the feat that you all are.
Yeah,
about
if you
to
guys haven't had this
witness.
beer, this is probably
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I tried.
one of those beers like you,
Dude,
as brewer,
it's
and
intense.
if you're a
What
good
he's
brewer,
filling
you
his
do it like
glass
me.
with.
I love
And
this
I
Scotch
hate
Wee
most
Heavy.
of my
This is
beers
no
because
mean
I
feat,
think they can all be
folks.
improved.
This is no mean feat.
This is the one
You guys
beer
gotta
that
come
I
out here
have
and
probably
try
up
this
here
Wee
that I
Heavy.
feel I nailed that.
Great.
And still I feel it could use some work,
Dude.
but
He's
I'm the
doing it right
happiest
now.
about this than any beer. You got it. You'll get one to use. You got probably a smaller one. Use a 10-ouncer.
Oh, Alonzo's getting involved too.
Oh no, I'm not doing
Okay,
it.
you
Chuck.
go.
This podcast is getting off the rails fast.
I just saw a man that, you know, as a comedian gets serious, so that's a
people
sign
only
to me.
for this wee heavy right here. Let me tell
Here you
you.
go, bud.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Try
that's
that.
gonna. But to his
just-
point,
just look at the color
sometimes
of that
chugging
beer
a
for me,
higher
man.
ABV beer
Just garnet
actually
red.
is a
I
lot
just
easier.
love it. But anyways, this is our Planetary Devastation Scotch Wee Heavy, and it's probably my favorite beer I've done since I've been here. And as a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to rebrew it. This will actually be the first beer we've run out of. So because of
Is that the
COVID
Wee
and all.
Heavy?
So yeah, this is the Wee Heavy.
Okay, folks, this is real.
This is some serious shit right here. It's
telling
about,
you.
it's about to get real. It's gonna be like the real world right here.
Straight from the chef's mouth.
Whenever you're ready.
It's
All
about
right,
to get
you
puck
got-
up in here.
All right,
Give people
go.
what they want. Jeez, what a monster.
Beast mode.
Wow. Okay.
All I have to say is holy mackerel.
It's actually easier to do than the other.
That's
it's
what
not
I'm saying,
as
yeah,
carbonated.
because it's not as carbonated and the sweeter flavor just
It looks
makes
like you do
it
it so fast you guys have to make something up.
I'm pretty good on the fly.
I mean, this is the first mulligan that we've ever had on the
That
show.
is the first mulligan.
You can put that into the mulligan level. Let's see if people want to go from that to that then. Maybe we can start a new division.
Thank you.
The
So,
mulligan division.
I mean, because this
you have
is...
another Christmas joke, right? Well, why don't you go ahead and we got another Christmas
You
joke.
got Joe.
Yeah, the score doesn't count unless you give us
And
another
just,
joke.
Hey man, you can,
unlike Thibodeau's joke, this one's actually pretty quick. It didn't take 20 minutes. So,
Not at all.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
now if I can remember the joke. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, that's what happens when you take 2 beers back
you
to
can tell
back.
anyone you want now.
And like I said, they're all
Holy
Christmas
mackerel.
jokes here. So this will like load everybody up for Christmas this
I'll
year
just
on their
find one,
jokes. 2 here anyways for you. What do female reindeer do around the holidays?
Tight seal.
No, they thought about it though. They just go into town and blow a few bucks.
All right. Hey.
Ching, ching, ching.
Zing, zing.
And I'm out. So what was my time?
Yeah, man. Tell
Where'd I
them.
fall?
So your time, I hate to tell you, but your second chug was slightly slower.
Slightly slower, probably.
Almost though, you could barely notice. Your first chug was 3.85. Your second chug, which will have 3 seconds taken off,
There you go.
There you
is
go.
3.92, putting you into second place.
All right.
But that is a mulligan. You got to put that out there.
No.
Okay.
These rules.
Alrighty. Okay. There you go.
We're giving it to you.
There you
Should be
go.
first
Has
place
anybody
for
ever
potency
done 2
overall.
chugs? That's what I want to know.
No, that's
Alright.
the first.
No, not at the same time at least.
You're not
Right.
calling it 2 chugs, right? You're calling it mulligan?
I'm giving him a mulligan.
Yeah.
Yes. We had this conversation, but yes.
Corey
Evidently
gives
I'm
us
Say
a-
whoever wants to
Yeah.
work the
There you
mic.
go.
Yeah.
Now you need to get like all of us together to like hit each other up at the same time.
That's what I'd like to do is like for some kind of a reunion
There you
or
go.
anniversary
Yeah.
show.
Yo,
Yeah, we'll do a
I
real world.
witnessed-
Maybe a
Russell
Christmas
Wilson.
show, and I can redo the jokes.
It better be better than second time.
I'll look up some more.
Yeah.
Uh,
Very impressive.
So how did
Well
you? I guess I'm curious about what your path was to get here. 'Cause
Oh, to
I
get
mean,
here?
Yeah, because it's a new brewery,
Yeah,
newish brewery,
yeah.
open in February.
so, literally,
done. From California
you
2
know-
weeks ago.
no, that was Alonzo. if you're talking about me or Alonzo?
You.
Oh,
was-
me.
I was just making fun of
Oh
Alonzo
no,
a little
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
still here, guys. I'm being disrespected. It's all
Be
right.
nice, Mike.
Even after it's his first day, he's supposed to. It's FNG over here. So, my path coming into this was, I'd left Oskar Blues, and I just wanted to try something new and different at that time. They were going in a corporate level I didn't want to go to. I'm very anti-corporate. I spent, first, 8 years of my career as, out of, college, whatever, as a field engineer, electrical field engineer. So, traveled a lot, did a lot of things, was able to hit a lot of breweries, things like that, and I was an avid home brewer at that time, but I hated everything I did. I hated just being away, being gone all the time, and you're out enjoying shit, but you're by yourself all the time. It was no fun in that. But
that's life of a comic right there.
there you go, exactly. So I can see why they all do tons of drugs and fun shit.
Yeah,
But
the worst.
yeah, exactly. So anyways, I got through that anyways. Got after 9/11, just went into brewing and decided I'm gonna go do something I'd love to do. And
Whoa, 9/11 was what got you into
9/11 is what got me into brewing
Were you
because
in
I got
there?
laid off from engineering with Emerson Process Management.
I thought we had another like Steve
Yeah.
Easy
Yeah.
situation going on.
No,
I just saw the world burn down in front of my eyes and said, I need to start brewing.
there you go. Yeah, it was weird, but I was avidly homebrew, but I was laid off for a year. So a buddy of mine in Colorado Springs, Dwayne Luhan, owned a homebrew shop there, still does, and he actually owns a small brewery up there. But anyways, I moved on and got into brewing in that way. So anyways, when it came to like Oskar, where was our question even going, man? After chugging that last one.
And then we just realized that Mike just blacked out and just came to
Just talking about 9/11.
Yeah, went back to the war. Back to Nam.
Well,
So-
I'm a similar boat, man. Like when I used to work for like a more corporate, or
Yeah.
like corporate ran
Yeah.
brewery. And once it starts to get so
So
big, and it's not about the
corporate.
beer anymore.
Yeah.
It really is kind of lame. If
And
I ever
that's-
were to work for a brewery
Yeah.
again, I'd want to be
Yeah.
a smaller establishment where everybody's in the same room. You know, it's making all the decisions.
Yeah.
Marketing manager, sales manager, brewer, owner, whoever.
Yeah.
the fuck.
It's a collaborative effort.
Yeah, everybody's kind
Exactly.
of talking to each other and is good at what they're good
Yeah.
at, as opposed to having things trickle down from 30,000
Exactly.
feet.
Exactly. And that's what was happening at OB at the time. And I loved it there, man. I really did. The head brewer there and we were kind of almost, I was the lead brewer, he was head brewer, but we were almost pretty and it was bad because both of us had different philosophies on what we wanted to do. He was a very yes man, where I was about like, fuck no, if we don't believe in this, let's fight it and let's do what we want to do and should do. And, and I think Dale had a high respect for that with me. Dave Chur was the guy at the time who I still have a high respect for. That guy would jump in the trenches with it any time. That guy could definitely, as far as working goes, that guy could like ball out and do it, and
But
that was
once-
like old school time. But
Once a brewery gets to be a certain size,
Size.
the marketing department starts making
Yep.
decisions. and
marketing
that's not as much fun.
happens, you get all this, and then we hired a guy I had actually blown my knee out there working, and was on workman's comp, and they hired a guy named, and I will name that motherfucker because he's a motherfucking piece of shit fucking fuckball. So anyways, and I'm gonna let this guy's name out there because I hope he fucking calls me on this shit, you piece of shit.
Yours, man.
Anyways, his name's John Bryant, and he's now owner of No Lie Brewing in Yakima, Washington. And he's a total piece of shit, and about brought down every fucking. He was running fucking Odell's brewery, and he is a guy that can get you over the top, but he's the biggest dick that ever lived on the face of the earth. This is John Bryan. I will repeat his name multiple times, and I think Dale Contentious probably give me a hug and a kiss right now if you heard me say this. But anyways, that guy, I knew his history with Odell's. And those boys there called me and said when we hired him, Dale hired that guy to come in to be our, vice president of operations. And he literally went head to toe fucking everybody over that built that company.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew the corporate was coming here.
We like that.
Yeah, and he's a small, short, Napoleonic piece of shit. So anyways, my buddies at Odell's at the time called me, and I'm not going to name their names, but they called me at the time and were like, hey, I'm glad you guys got John now. Good luck. And they said, because right now we're having a going away party and that fucker ain't invited.
Yeah.
So he
Man,
came in there, and immediately when that happened, I was on workman's comp for my knee, and I just started looking for a new job because I was not going to work under that guy, and I never worked a day under that guy.
Yeah.
The day I was released from the workman's comp to come back to work, I'd already given my 2 weeks notice and was moving on to
So he's somebody you would consider a friend.
Oh, absolutely. Best friend at that.
We should start having
He's a
everybody
best
do
friend.
2 chugs.
Yeah.
I think
But
the second chug really
that guy almost sank that company,
John's
man.
like, no.
That guy just literally almost
You haven't
sank
even
it.
tried this.
Most people get into fights after tequila, not Scotch
Yeah.
ale.
You're not even finished. It's no fair.
So Mike, to be clear, John Bryan from Washington, you think he's a piece of shit?
He's a total piece of
That's
shit.
great. Like,
Just in case anyone, was confused.
Yeah.
almost
yeah.
every episode I have to bring up.
Yeah.
Like I really do think that comedy and beer are parallel industries
Yeah.
in almost every single way.
Oh, absolutely.
And as a comic, there are people that I call out all the time. And
Yeah.
People are like, "Why are you doing that? Why are you burning that bridge?"
Because they
It's
should.
Because fuck this person.
Yeah.
'Cause fuck
I
them.
agree, man. There's a reason this guy is always listing for brewers to come to his company because no one ever wants to stay there working under the dude. And maybe this will help him out, and he needs to realize that he's a total douchebag dick. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Well, so remind me, guys, not to get on Mike's bad side.
Alonzo's still very cool with Mike.
Shit. These people in Colorado don't play.
Yeah, there you go, man. Hey, I'm just gonna let that one out there, man. I'll probably get after this comes out, maybe I'll get. I don't know.
Okay,
What's your guys?
you guys
listening
have to
for?
finish
5
or we
people?
have-
We're hiring.
It's literally only people in Washington.
Only in Washington,
Yeah.
Tacoma to be the
Yeah, we're starting our own Gypsy
So
brewery.
yeah,
You can
it's
come
Tacoma,
along with us.
Washington.
We
yes.
brew at every spot that we do an episode.
So there
So-
you go. No Lie Brewery.
Outworld's
There's a lot of lies and no lie.
I'm not lying.
Ain't lying and no lie.
Outworld's been around since February, yeah?
Yeah, we opened at the end of February this
You
year.
were
2
really-
weeks, literally 2 weeks before COVID hit.
Yeah. But what was the direction that you wanted to take this place stylistically?
Stylistically, I mean, it's what the owner, and that's what, I kind of, and we were getting to how I came about coming here. I'm back on track.
Yeah.
So, anyways, no, a buddy of mine, like I said, Dave Mendes, I had lunch with last Friday, and was, he was their consultant. We've known each other for years when he was the head brewer for Pump House for like 9 years here in town, one of the oldest brew pubs here in town. And Dave calls me up and is like, hey, man, I'm consulting this place, in Longmont, man. And he knew I kind of wanted to get back this way. And I love Longmont. I love the fact that it's just, it is Boulder County, but at the same time, it's, it has everything to offer a big city here. Fort Collins or Colorado Springs or Denver has to offer right here in town. And shopping-wise, different things, but it's takes you 5 minutes to get to work. There's no traffic in this town. Anybody that says there's traffic in this town is a bunch of I'll use his words, pussies. Alonzo said pussy. They're pussies.
Let's get some.
So yeah, and these guys are all from LA. They know there ain't no traffic here, is there?
I love it.
Absolutely zero.
So yeah, Danny's in the Bay Area. He knows. So so it was to come back here. I really like the area, and I always love being close to the mountains and all that. So I was he was telling me this was going on, and I said, well, I don't want to get in some shit that is just people that have a desire to do everything that's like the new everything, like cutting edge this, cutting edge that. Let's make cereal beers and fucking throw fruit and shit and milk. And I was like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. So I literally, he was telling me that no, these guys want to do like traditional German lagers, Belgians, and then also have creative fun with IPAs and things like that. And heavy stouts and big beers, and want to get a barrel age program. And that's something I got 4 barrels right now. Those are my first ones because until Sean gets out of my barrel room over here, because he's got that as his workshop right now. But at the same time, that'll all be loaded up with barrels and we'll have some really cool shit coming
There's
out.
nothing in them right now.
So they are in those, man. I got actually the Belgian triple in those and Chardonnay barrels.
No, it's for real.
And then those will be, that'll probably be a Christmas beer. That'll go with my other 2 jokes, but no. That'll be Christmas beer, and that's going to be, I'm going to put some Bartlett pear puree in that. So
Do you get your barrels locally too?
yeah, I get them from Rocky Mountain Barrel Company, and they get them from everywhere else. But as far as whiskey barrels, I'm definitely going to shoot for Spirit Hounds and also Long Tucky to get mine, and in Laws if I can get some. I really have a lot of respect for that dude too, just because he was an old school. What was it? The Stranahan's guy. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So I have a question, and it might be better for Dan or Sean rather than Alonzo, just because it's Alonzo's first day. Sorry, but
That's
the
a great
experience.
first day, Alonzo.
The very first, so the experience of opening a brewery 2 weeks before the shutdown, like how have you guys figured out how to adapt and like maneuver? That's a shit time, and there was no predicting.
Well, you said the key word, and it's still a shit time.
Yeah.
So it's just like
There's having some problems with this.
it's just managing.
It's not a
chaos
dick.
is
You don't
all
have to
it
keep
is.
it away from your
It
mouth. Like,
is.
it's
It's just like managing chaos.
Chaos.
Because
I'll be honest, and I'll put it this way in my mind. I'll go ahead, Danny. I don't want to cut you off.
because
I'll
most
tell you guys, the obstructions and hurdles that these guys have overcome have nothing on this COVID situation.
Exactly.
So, COVID's like, oh, bring
Danny
that
literally
shit
is
on,
saying
man.
what
That's
I
right,
was going to
'cause
say.
that wasn't our first
It
disaster.
was,
Yeah.
because in a sense, really, to be honest, COVID was a blessing in disguise for us, because we really did. We had some shit management going on, and I'm not trying to air things
Shit
out.
everything.
Alonzo?
But at the same time, we found this guy, and we waited till we were going to find the right person.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want us to rush into this or that. We've got the whole COVID situation. And we did. We've literally let this place kind of run itself, and not in a good way, but at the same time, we know it needed direction. But at the same time, our owners were like, yes, let's wait until we find the right person.
Yeah.
And I think we
Smart.
found that with Alonzo, and I really hope that's the case. And so now
No
we've got a whole lot to live up to there, man. No
To
pressure!
a real good start. Right
Pressure!
No, I appreciate it. Mike, I do have a question though, since to kind of educate everybody. Being that you have been brewing for 20 years and this industry
Is this your podcast now?
No, he just took over the market.
Yeah.
No, FMG took over the new podcast.
it's ever evolving. I just kind of want to know, kind
That's
of
what
where
happens when everybody
the
chill.
beer brewing process is going, or what it's become, and where do you see it going, and kind of what sets us apart from
Oh,
the
at
rest.
Outworld?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the thing that we're doing is we're trying to keep some expanding the boundaries of brewing, and I've always been about that. But the style of beer has to be at the bottom layer, and the historical beer has to be there as well. So we're doing historical beers, and we're also having fun with creativity. But we're also keeping beer as a prime element in it, and traditional beer. So beer has got to be the base of it, and everything else can enhance it around it. But yeah, like I said, with the other beers that I don't like, things like that, it's because beer has been lost in it, and the other elements have been put in the forefront: the fruit, the lactose, the this, the that.
Yeah.
So the
because
milk.
you do take the time to make sure that it's precise.
Exactly.
In the way that it's
And I'm
supposed
a
to be, even if it's your own
perfectionist. Yeah.
flair on it. Because the Scotch ale is great. It's really caramely, really tasty. But did you want it? Did you really hit the mark with how it turned out? Did you wish it was a little drier, sweeter?
You did say he's going to tweak the recipe.
No, I think, the sad
pretty
thing
happy
is
with how
that
it's
I'm
done?
actually brewing it again, but I'm not going to tweak it because I just want to see there, except for with the temperature. I'm just raising my mash temp up a degree. So literally, it's so minor because I really do feel that beer is right where I want it.
Yeah.
I do feel that it's, or not right where I want it, but it's close. It's, I want just a little bit more heavy in there. And, and it's hard to say that because that's a heavy beer.
It's quite heavy already, folks.
So, Danny is drinking a 10-ounce glass of it right now. Not to give him up.
Because the chug wasn't enough.
Brian,
He
this
just
is his
chugged
last
it
day,
just now,
Brian, just so you
guys.
know, if you ever listen to this, if you have time in your doctor world to listen to this podcast.
Brian?
'Cause I love the
So,
way that
Brian's the owner. That's their,
Okay.
both their older brother.
Okay.
So,
I mean, because I love the way that the beer turned out, and it's nice to see that you guys are doing stuff that's traditional. Because I personally, at this point, I feel like once you go so far into the spectrum of what beer can be, you
Yeah.
come back eventually.
yeah.
To just I just want something that's really well done.
Yeah,
I
and
just
it's
want something
basic.
that's easy to
I'll put
drink.
it this way, man.
That's where
There's
we're at.
all of us kind of old school brew, and I'd even say younger ones even, man. It's like you always go back to that beer that, was good times, man. It's like, mine's like, literally like anything from Coors Original to PBR and Miller High Life, to even Schlitz, and those weren't bad made beers. They're not. I'll put it this way, people want to give, everybody, the big boys, a hard ass time. I would say Coors has actually played well with craft more than any of the other big boys, but because they opened back in the day, they opened our labs up to us, man, to
really?
test our beers and shit. Back in the late '90s and early 2000s,
You didn't know
Coors
that
did.
maybe they like.
And that was Greg Casey, and his son owns a great fucking brewery in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, Casey Brewing.
Okay.
So, and Greg Casey was the head of R&D, or not R&D, but for the labs, anyways, checking all the shit
Do you
at
think
Coors.
that's what like inspired them to do like the Colorado Native and the?
They always did
Aspen tea and
before
stuff?
that, even, man. If you think about it, back in my days, it was they had these they had premium brands at that time. Even with the Killians, Irish Red, they were the first ones to come out with
Oh, yeah, I
that
forgot that
stuff
was
on
nice.
that.
Yeah, I forgot all
They
about
always
that.
did a beer called Winterfest, and they were the only like big brewery that did a winter beer at that time. And that's before they brought in AC Golding under their line. The thing I love about AC Golding, which one of my good friends is the head brewer for AC Golding, Jeff. Anyways, he's a great dude. He literally came to Oskar Blues. Actually, he replaced me when I left, and I felt so bad for him. He's definitely back there now, and that he got to work under Mr. John Bryant, who's such an amazing fucker at the
Notorious.
Brewing Company now in Washington.
Notorious
So
piece of shit.
yes. So anyways, and he got a huge dose of him to go.
Notorious
What the fuck did I do? I should have never
POS.
left Coors. When a craft brewer ever says,
my.
"Why the fuck did I ever leave Coors for this guy?"
Yeah, that's not.
That's
great.
not a good
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So, anyways, he's back there now, head brewer for AC Golding. And the thing I love about what Coors did, and they even did this with Blue Moon, because that was Blue Moon came about from the dudes, at the Sandlot.
I had heard that is a stolen recipe. Rumor has it that is a stolen.
That
recipe.
was well, it would be
What,
said
Blue
from
Moon?
the brewers from the Sandlot, but they work for Coors, so you can't say it's stolen because you work for the conglomerate company
Sure,
that
yeah.
and they but
What's
at the same time,
what's
they
Sandlot?
were the one. Now they call it Blue Moon Brewing Company. Sandlot turned their name to Blue Moon Brewing Company
Oh, I
after
had no
that
idea.
blew
Okay.
up. So, and God, I forget his name. Anyways, he left there a couple of years back and now brewing non-alcoholic wheat beers.
So wait, so was Sandlot a Colorado brewer and then were purchased by Molson?
No,
Or, sorry,
they'd
Coors?
always started under Coors.
Okay,
And then they came out with the Blue Moon recipe.
yeah.
Coors then said, hey, this is great. We can launch this as Blue Moon. That's
Yeah.
when a few years later they changed the name of the Sandlot at Coors Field to Blue Moon Brewing Company.
Got
And
it.
now they have the brewery that's down, whatever street that is now. It's over there by my buddy Robbie's.
Brian Boulevard.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Distillery
it's
over
very
there.
fit.
Yeah,
Ironton
because they-
Distillery. By the way, if you've ever had Ironton Distillery, those guys are awesome
Yeah,
too.
that's really good.
My
They
buddy
got
Robbie
Comedy
has the
Show
best
there.
distillery ever in town there, and their venue is awesome.
Well, here,
Yeah.
the thing with the Blue Moon spot in Rhino is they have so many beers on tap that
They make
they make good beer.
They
They
make-
do, man. Hey, man, like I said, they have all the science behind them. They have all the lab. They have all that to enhance what they do. And but at the same time, yeah, that brewery, that recipe came out of Sandlot Brewery at Coors Field when they opened that.
Yeah.
The 2 brewers that were running that at the time. And so, I could say that about 1050 if I wanted to, but it wasn't stolen. I gave it to them. And we as brewers, we do. Did they capitalize on it? Hell yeah, man, but that's their business and you work for them and that's how it goes, It's like, but what you learn as brewers at that point, it's like, save your good shit for when you go out on your own, man. And it's like, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't do that. So,
That's a really
yeah, and it's like you learn that as a young brewer because you want to throw it all out there and go for it.
Yeah.
But then you learn like the world of capitalization and shit like that, and you're like, oh yeah, well that didn't get me shit. It got me like some cred in the industry, but at the same time, to be able to say that's cool and all that, but at the same time, that as you're doing it,
That's
and you're giving it to these people, but it's off your bat and off of your mind, but.
Right, but
So-
it was because you were given the opportunity in the
Absolutely.
first place to potentially put it out there.
Put it out
to
there,
see how it
absolutely.
actually
And
is.
as a young brewer, you do that, and it did. It was a feeling ground, and it was like, and all of a sudden, I never knew it was going to end up being Oskar Blues, like #1, seller of their specialty beers.
They had no idea,
So
but you
they
were
do
given-
have an idea. They actually know because Dale was in here just about a month ago, and first thing he said to Sean was like, "This guy gave me 1050." So I'll give Dale props for that, man. That was the first words out of his mouth.
Yeah,
And
'cause
I was
they gave
like,
you the platform.
introduced him to Sean, and he's like, "Hey, man." And I was like, I literally the way I put it was like, I introduced him to Sean and said, "Hey, this is the guy that gave this crazy asshole a chance in this industry back in the day to really do some cool shit," and I did it, and I hit it, and Dale's like, "Yeah, he gave me 1050," and he goes, "That's been fucking badass
Yeah,
for
that's
us."
been crushing for us for a while.
Yeah, no, I have a high respect for that guy. So, a lot of people, they have a lot of, things. How he took the company. I mean, if you're all throwing that in your face to become a conglomerate, and Dale did, man. Dale wanted to rule the world, man. And
Yeah, you can tell.
and he never denied that to us. He never said, he did want to have an anti-corporate stance, but he knew that at some point it would become corporate.
Yeah.
And then that's what was killing him in the early days with John Bryan, and that's why when he fired John, or John will say he
Notorious
quit.
POS.
But anyways, yeah, there's a great story in that, but I probably can't even tell that one without permission. So, but how their departure happened because Dale brought him in there and he said, he could only let him. He goes, I definitely had to learn from that dude because I will, man. The credit I will give that guy is he knew how to take a company big, but at the same time he cut everybody who made it that way out of it.
So, as somebody that was a part of a larger brewery and then became something else that's even outside of just being a craft beer company, right? It's private equity, it's owning multiple breweries, whatever. You were a part of that.
Yeah.
What do you want to do here? What's your goal? Is it
My
package?
goal
Is
here
it
is-
distribution? Is it just on-premise sales or own-premise sales? I
Yeah.
should say. What do you envision this place to be?
I'd like to see it do all that and then some, man. But right now, what I want us to say is on our primary focus. And as soon as we can deliver beer across this bar right here, then take the next steps. Let's go start because they want to do distribution and things like that. But right now, it's like start simple, perfect this before you move to the next step. And that's one thing I learned from Dale, man, because that's what he did. Perfect what we're doing right now. And it's like I became the first guy to go into a can. Let's perfect that first. So now we got that going. Let's build the bigger brewery now. Now I can do this now. Let's build this.
Yeah.
And so
I'm
do
a little
that
upset
model.
that you didn't say that your goal was to have the best comedy venue in town. But, I'll let it slide.
We're on- we're on track.
Well, I'm here, so I don't have to say it.
We're on using the cover.
We're on track to have the best comedy venue in Longmont soon.
He didn't finish.
Yeah, that's true. Alonzo, come in with
Oh,
the same.
from the background. There we go. So.
We are excited
But
to
yeah,
be working with you guys for comedy.
so,
It is
no.
a unique space, and we're looking forward to
Yeah,
working with you guys
and that's
more.
really what attracted me to this, though, really was the unique space, the unique idea, but I didn't know how the space was going to come out. To be honest, I started here in, it was January 2018, and the owner, Brian Fuller, Sean, and Danny's brother, was when my buddy talked me into coming here, and so he literally was when I listened to their idea and all this, and at first I was like, this just sounds too crazy to almost be true, but I was like, and I was a semi-sci-fi buff, but not like huge, It's like my wife is probably even way more than I. She was a huge Trekkie, but at the same time, it was like, I really liked the vision of it, and I liked what they were sending themselves towards. And it start with this, build a big brew system so we could do some packaging and distributing down the road. And it's like, find a guy, they wanted somebody super experienced that could take them that's worked, on the pub side as well as production. And I had that. And I'll be honest, I like the pub side better. It's just, you have a little more fun, to be honest. And it gives you that venue. But it's at the same time, I like the discipline of production brewing. And I've always run brew pubs the same way I've run production. And I'm definitely not the easiest guy to work with. I'm definitely not the... I'm definitely, more of that old school, more old regime.
You seem stubborn as fuck.
I'm pretty straightforward. One thing I always love to say is, like, fuck nice, because, like, everybody's like, when you're in about talking about people, about getting rid of staff or something, people are like, yeah, but they're really nice. And you're like, yeah, but fuck nice, because if they were nice, they would actually be doing their job and not fucking up every minute, So,
right on,
and I'm not... trying to say that in a native way, but I guess that's kind of native.
Fuck nice, but not
No,
fuck nice.
You're saying that in an honest
So,
way. but-
anyways, it's just, but if people are doing their job and killing it, everybody's nice, So, I don't know. I have an older discipline of shit, and I think I'm hard to learn from, but a lot of brewers that have learned under me also have said that I've made them, but they hated me at the same time, and I'm okay with that. I actually, because I'm not here to be your buddy, I'm hoping that you take something out of it, learn something from it, and I've told every lead brewer I've ever had in this industry that, and there's one that actually said I ruined his life for 8 years, which is fucking hilarious. And I'll name him, man. That's Joel Moore, and he's at a brewery in Florida right now. Something Wave Brewery. But anyway, Florida, yeah, exactly. Hey, man, well, it was because, but at the same time, he wouldn't be where he is in his career had he not gone to Florida. He was my lead brewer in Omaha, Nebraska, and I did. He went to brewing school, all that, and then left the brewery a shit show before he left, and then. Came back, and I literally fired him, and I was just like, go show me you want to be in this industry, and he did. He actually fought for it and got his way up there. And a buddy of mine told me a few years back he saw him at a Master Brewers Association of America conference, and the guy told him that I ruined his life, and my buddy Troy, who's worked under me, who loves me. Anyways, that's the best guy I've ever worked with in my life, and he's up at Red Lake Brewing in Colorado Springs. He's a badass. But anyways... He was like, he looked at him and said, I worked with Mike Hall like every day for like 3 years, and he goes, as my boss, and he goes, I would work with that guy any day. Yeah. And he goes, so if he ruined your life, he goes, you probably wouldn't be where you're at in your career if it wasn't for him. And he said the kid actually looked at him and said, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Steve makes my life worse every
day. Every single day.
But we hang out all the time, and
you got hate in your heart, let it out.
Hasn't propelled my comedy career, but maybe, just maybe.
Just maybe. So this is normally the point of the show where, like, we're obviously super excited to work with you guys.
Sure.
We do like to always take everybody down a notch by having everybody read some negative reviews.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm in. I love this shit.
Unfortunately, since you guys...
Because I love Yelp, because everybody should be instant experts.
Everybody's a critic. Yep.
Everybody's opinion is valid.
I love it. Let's make sure it's beer related, because I love it when it's that. I hate lagers, and your lagers sucked ass. It's like, then why the fuck are you drinking a lager if you hate fucking lagers, asshole?
Well, having only been opened shortly and with COVID and everything, there are not a ton of negative reviews, which is good.
Okay.
I will say that I found this one, and I'm sorry it's not about your beer.
That's all right. Let's go for it.
Somebody named Blagitz, Blah with 3 H's, Blagitz, gave you
That's a pussy for not giving up their name.
1 star 9 months ago. We came on a Friday at 7 p.m. and they were closed. So disappointed. And I understand
I know who that is.
That you guys...
Yeah, we know who the dude was. He showed up at the fucking door.
It's this idiot from
Washington.
Washington.
It's like, hey, dude, it was posted. We're not open yet.
Yeah, we were not open 9 months ago.
He spent more time cussing us out than
he did it. We have phone calls we've saved that, like, messages. He left messages like that on our phone. And we save those, and we just play them daily to laugh, man. Like our worst days, we play that, to just laugh at something, man.
Do you still have them?
We might, man. I don't know
If you could
I
get them,
did
we
or
would love
not.
to edit that
Oh
in
my
our
god,
podcast.
it would hilarious.
We would-
voice
I'd have to
yeah.
go back
I have
and
to go
look.
through
It would be.
Central.
It would all be
Yeah.
dependent if Danny erased anything or if Nicole did, because I saved some of those because
No,
I
it's
had to
funny.
listen to that one over and over
Nothing
again.
has been
But
erased.
he's Mike is not
Awesome,
lying.
and it
Yeah,
might still be there. If I find
we
it,
get
I'll
that.
record it to you and send it to you. Because that shit was so funny. Because what did he call it, man? He called us like you sons of bitches or something. I forget what it was, man.
You know, how bad
great.
can you be just for being close?
Yeah, I mean, it was like it's not our fault that like Google like said we're open when we told Google we weren't. So
That would
anyways,
have been.
I drove for 25 miles to come here. And you guys, I'll tell you what, I'll never be back. That's pretty much what it
We
said.
gotta give
Bunch
us
of
a
sons
few
of
beer or
bitches,
two. I'm telling you, just for
I would just for giving me comedy.
All
For
right,
we
man,
did. We
let's
listened
go.
up for weeks on. Anytime we had at the end of Friday, I would always like play that, and Sean and I would just die laughing because I started here in 2018, and we didn't open until 2020.
Yeah.
So literally, we had a long build-out project. I came in here, Brian, the owner Brian said we're going to be open in 6 months. I walked in the building and I was like, my ass, we're going to be fucking open in 6 months. I literally looked around here and this place was a gutted shell. None of this was up yet. The frame of it had just started. The brewery shit had just been put in place. The floor was done, but like nothing was. It was a shell of a building. It had still been like cleaned out. So yeah.
Mike did a lot to help us.
So my work turned into like after like a month I looked at Sean and was like, I got nothing to do now because there's nothing to do brewing wise until this place is built out. So I'm
yes,
your
you do.
assistant now until that happens.
Well, at least you didn't have anything bad to say about your beers because you
So-
weren't fucking open.
Right.
Exactly.
Although Mackenzie Dice 1 month ago.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Mackenzie
Mackenzie.
Dice says 1 star, extremely slow. Do not recommend. That could be taken.
That's why Alonzo's here now.
What date was that?
That is why
It
Alonzo's
just says
here.
a month ago. It just says a month.
Yes, that
Well,
would definitely
slow
be.
service, but
So-
during
You,
Keep in mind, this is
Mackenzie,
COVID
you were
times,
right. I guarantee you, your service sucked, and it's going to only get better from here on out because we got Alonzo now.
Alonzo.
He's going to make this better for us.
He's aiming to make it
No
kind
pressure.
of slow.
Alonzo, he only got here 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
doesn't know how to pour a beer, but he'll do it fast.
Come on, Los
The
Angeles.
good thing about my background is that very corporate, so I have a lot of infrastructure
Right
kind
on.
of
and
pounded into me.
that's what Mike likes is
Yeah.
corporate.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
It's okay to have that feel behind it with a modern
A
attitude.
little bit
right.
of your own flavor.
But speed of service is definitely something that definitely drives sales, especially when it comes to
Right.
drinks. Let's get into
Yeah.
that first
Yeah.
beer. So that can order
Absolutely.
second
All right, you
master.
corporate shill.
So I'll go fuck myself, guys.
Hey, that's the spirit.
Make sure you clock out before you go fuck yourself.
There you go. There you go.
You can do that on your own time. Cool. Well, is there anything you guys want to just plug or talk about before we get out of here? Any new releases?
The
or
one
anything?
thing I'll say, like right now, and I think Alonzo can finish this up, is like I'm super stoked that he's here, and super happy about that. Because yes, it's going to give us the direction and drive in our company that we need, and to make those service issues better. As far as beer goes, I'm going to continue to try to do some cool shit and expound boundaries as well as do traditional shit. I'm definitely going to do lots of traditional, with Belgian and Bavarian, and we're going to live it up on some strong beers and some barrel aged stuff, and we definitely get some kettle sours in there, and eventually too, I'm hoping to get some lambic kind of stuff rolling along, Brett
cool
fermentation,
ship
mixed
action.
fermentation, and all that kind of stuff.
You guys already have a pretty big system back here.
We do. We have a 20 barrel system, which is like enormous for a brew pub because, the first batches I did before we were going to be opening was like going for that. And it was, that was a learning curve too because then COVID hit right away and did 20 barrel batches and I dumped a lot of shit.
Yeah,
And
you're
it wasn't
just-
because
yeah.
shit went
Heartbreaking.
bad, shit just got old.
Heartbreaking.
So, anyways, we got fresh beers now, things like that coming back around, doing a lot more new things. We'll definitely be pushing boundaries. So keep looking at us.
Yeah, we're looking
Things will
forward
be
to-
out of this world. I'll put it that way.
Nice.
There you go.
We're looking forward to trying more
So,
things too,
awesome.
and getting more people in here. I mean, we
Yeah.
take that onus
Yeah.
on us as well. That we want to make you get. We want to help bring people into
Cool.
the space. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Comedy is only as good as the audience.
There you
So,
go. True.
I mean, the
True
whole
that.
thing with comedy nights is it's an opportunity. We always pitch it, and it's true. It's an opportunity to get people in here on a night that you normally might not have a lot of
Yeah.
people, or could be an opportunity for people to just see your space for the first time.
Yeah.
So we want to work with you. Not even just want to. We're looking forward to working with you guys more and getting more people in here just
Yeah.
to try out your stuff.
Good
Love
deal.
the space, love the beer. Alonzo, you got anything to say first day?
You know, I feel like it would be a little premature to dive into a lot of detail. But I know for sure that
Clocked in for
Because
2 hours.
because he doesn't have a lot.
I feel comfortable talking about pussy, but when we talk about business, now you got me on the fence. I already know
Now
that.
we have our terms correct.
As a team, our big picture goal, kind of you already touched on it, was just to get a lot more foot traffic in here. And one of the things that Mike and I had already been discussing from the interview phase is just educating people. A lot of people don't understand that, and that comes down to leadership and just educating the staff on how to provide that value to the guests and provide that education to the guests so that they know, like, you're not supposed to put fucking beer in a milkshake, and this is the way you're supposed to
Exactly.
enjoy. This is the way you're
No beer.
supposed to enjoy a beer, and why not listen to a couple fucking jokes and have some great comedy nights
Yeah.
while you're doing it.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
Nothing. I mean, beer is to unwind. It's to be lighthearted. It's to be having fun. So just like this. So.
Unlike comedy.
Comedy
Yeah.
nights, clean
Yeah,
out
unlike
nights,
most
jazz
comedy. No.
nights, you name it. We got D&D
Yeah.
nights. Come on out, folks.
What are they, used car sales right now?
You guys may be laughing right now.
We got Subarus, we got Hondas, we got Fords.
Hyundais.
Don't
Virtual
keep it
mic
back
drop.
down, man. Do you have any beers you can fit in this bad boy?
There we go. There we go.
Cool.
It's,
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the
Hey
show.
man, glad you had us, man. To be honest, so because it was funny because when you guys brought it up, I was like, no, I haven't heard it before, and it's like, then you sent me a few, listened to them, and I was like, I actually said to Sean, I was like, people actually listen to this?
Yeah. Sean's giving the best.
Sean's giving the best
Can you do
look.
that on
Like,
camera, bro?
oh.
Can you give that
I know where to stand.
Yeah, I mean,
But
some,
yeah,
some
I mean,
people
it's
listen
like,
to
but
it.
at the same time, man, it's like, I understand. It's like, you listen to the show, but it's, yeah, no, I hope this is a good one. So,
Our goal is to ultimately.
I had a
talk to-
great time, so it was fun.
We want to talk
It
to.
was a lot more
good
fun than I
people.
thought it was going to be honest.
Yeah.
Because most of our
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what your work partner said, though, before you got in here, so.
I was like, shit.
Yeah. Oh, well. Hell yeah. Well, seriously, thank you guys. We're so
Good deal.
excited to keep
Right
up
on.
with you.
Yeah. Well, I hope you come back from vacation, so.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Peace.
That makes two of us.
Word.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that was fun, man. I enjoyed it.
Can I get like a half pour of the
Yes, absolutely, man.
Dude, what'd you think about that stuff?
You got it.
Everything
Okay.
is the way it's everything.
Belgian triple.
Everything's the way it's supposed to be. That's kind of what I've gotten from like all
I
the
think we
beers
got
that
the
I've
best
had.
beer in
Is
a
that
long time,
the
if you
triple's
ask me.
spot on, Scotch is spot on,
Right on, man. Glad to hear it.
Dortmunder's spot on. I was getting a little bit of cheddar from one of the IPAs that I had like a week
Yeah.
ago. But
Probably the Brute is my guess. That'd
Yeah.
probably be called more or less a. Yeah, that's one of my least like.
But it's
right
just
now.
like sometimes it's just that's the batch you
It
got.
is, man.
Hops, right?
I
Like-
taste it one days where I really like it, and there's days I taste it where I really don't like it. No, man, it's not that. It's just that beer should really be called a Brute Pale Ale because it's not an IPA, man. It's not
Sure.
at that level.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I thought
and
that
that's
the
really
classic
what it
stuff was
is, and it's got more of the
really
garlicky kind of
That's
oniony
the
hop in
one
it.
to
Yeah, and I'm just
Also.
not. I'm just not.
I'm not sure I'm sold on that. I'm probably not going to brew that one again, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'll be trading.
Because I'm
that
a-
for
when it
something
comes to
else. And that was a
IPAs
play on hops because I'm trying to get away from what everybody's doing, and everybody's using like
Well, you gotta have
3 or
a
4
hazy.
hops, Hey, yeah, but they're all like taste the same.
I know,
So,
I agree, but that's what
Yeah,
people like. right?
exactly.
So
So-
Steve, that's the thing. Steve's a big hazy drinker. I'm more of a West Coast guy. Just that
yeah,
traditional
see,
IPA.
you're gonna find me come. That's gonna be the next IPA. The hazy will always be there because it's set
Has
up
to
a
be,
standard, and it's been one of our number one selling. The Hefeweizen has actually taken over that, to be honest. But the hazy IPA will stay. As a matter of fact, I'm brewing that tomorrow, and then Gonna go back more to a West Coast style because I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the Brute.
No, I feel like,
So,
yeah, I mean,
and
all
that's
the
really
stuff
that's the second Brute I've ever brewed.
yeah, the
but
only thing I tasted any kind of off with was the Brute.
Yeah,
It's just
and
like-
it's just
that's
because of the
hop-
play on the hops, man.
the hop variety.
It's a hop variety. I
And
don't think
sometimes
they're
just-
gelling well. So no,
And
I
sometimes-
agree with you. It's my least favorite beer up there right now, besides the single. I like the single, but I just don't like the fact I had to brew it.
That's
Brian
like drinking
wanted
water.
me to brew it. It is, man. It's fucking a 3-2
I like
beer,
it. It
and
tastes
it's
good, but you can tell it's
it's
not
just
doing
yeah, it
anything.
just stays watery, man. So it's just not my style.
You guys
I
ever
like
do
brown